filled with moments of excitement. LiveSource is a new game-changing app that allows you to create auctions instantly during these moments, as the crowd's excitement is at a fevered pitch.
Comes back with his second triple of the game.
Imagine, after spectacular moments, you could remove any item from the field of play and place it into a live auction in less than a minute while the game is still on. Imagine the fans in attendance bidding on and winning one-of-a-kind memorabilia and experiences from that event while the event is still going on. LiveSource handles the heavy lifting so that there are no limits on what can be sold or when it can be sold. Auctions can be created in less than 60 seconds, at which time the app immediately notifies fans to start bidding, determines the winning bidder, and arranges payment and delivery moments later. Excite your audience with highly shareable moments. Motivate more fans to attend your event, increase revenue. With LiveSource, it's as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Well, we're back, NAL Live. We want to thank LiveSource for their partnership for the show. They have been great, and it's great to see it. You know, most of the teams are going to be using it throughout the season, so make sure you download the app or go to livesourceapp.com. Back with another player today. I've got offensive lineman. Although if you look at the photo I used, it looked like he's a running back, man. So we got an offensive lineman with the jersey flight, Keith Newell. How's it going, Keith?
What's up, Andrew? How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. So tell me about that photo before we get started, man. You look like you was just about to score a touchdown or something.
That's exactly what happened. So
okay,
that photo was, I want to say it was symbolic one, because when I first got to Philly, I couldn't catch a cold if I was butt naked in a snowstorm. Me threw water on, I couldn't catch nothing. Hands big as hell, I just couldn't catch nothing. So I want to say it was a couple years ago. We was in Philly. We was playing against Tampa, and it was fourth. It was 4th and goal. I didn't know it was 4th and goal. I thought it was 3rd and goal. So Dozell calls the play for me to catch the ball. So I'm running back in the end zone. And Dan, I always tell a story. When I tell you it's the hardest Dan has ever threw the ball at me, I just feel like he put everything he had and he just threw it at me. I thought I caught the ball, but my hands were too wide, and it went like right through. And I'm thinking, Dan, well, we'll just run the ball in. Don't worry about it. But it was time to get off the field. So as we're running off the field, Dan told me in not so many nice words, he was like, yo, catch the ball. And like I heard that in my head. And then like when I walked past Dozell, he was just looking at me with that. If you know Clint, you know the look I'm talking about, just that glare. And I was just like, damn, I messed up. So it was, we ran a play for me to run to catch the ball. So I like everything from we was playing against Columbus. So Clint, during the time I was like, come here, he was like, how's Kareem playing you? I was like kind of far out. Like I could get him though. He was like, all right, cool. He was like, I said, I know, catch the ball. So I go, I split my stance, and the whole time I'm like, I gotta hope that Kareem Smith goes outside. I have to make him go outside. So I kick, get him outside. Dan throws the ball to me. It was the slowest the ball ever came to me. I'm like, hurry up. Catch the ball. I turn, I just start running. Whole answer for the end zone. Phil Keith Manley throws an amazing block for me. The linebacker like tries to grab my leg or like leg tackle me. No. End up like
through that.
Yeah, I scored, man, and the Philly crowd went crazy. It was probably one of my most fond memories of being out there in Philly.
So did you have a celebration or a dance, or what'd you do?
Nah, so what I tried to do was I got up and I like launched the ball. Like I tried to like throw the ball up in the crowd. I thought I made it because I didn't see the ball after I threw it. I go back and look at the tape. The ball bounces off the net and like Comes back on the field. I'm like, oh God.
Come on, man.
Yeah. I got to work on that, man. I got to see if we can get the ball in Jersey, if they can throw it to me, you know.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Warren.
Hey,
Warren.
he's got hands, man. Look at those hands.
Ball, Warren.
Like rocks.
Nah, listen, I catch you in the count. I've been working on my craft. So that was the story behind that picture.
Okay, that's good. I saw that. That's why I was like, all right, well, is he a D lineman? He just picked up a fumble or what? So that's good to know that story. So when did you get started in football? Where'd you grow up?
Ironically enough, I grew up in Trenton, New Jersey.
Oh wow! So this is like
backyard
home
football.
for you.
Yeah, it's backyard football.
Okay.
So my dad got me and my older brother into football. I was like 11, and he saw how we were growing, and he was like, y'all be good football players. Like, we at least try your hand at it, see how it works out. So my brother, he was like hitting puberty early. I was the late bloomer, so like he naturally excelled at it. Me, not so much. I'm getting did crazy by 13 and 14-year-olds. I'm 11. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is for me. So, and folks whoever's viewing my voice is just shot. I don't know what happened. It just got like that. I sound way better, way more smooth and charismatic.
Singing a lot today or what?
Nah, listen, and it's crazy because I got a lot of rest last night. I went to sleep, no AC, no fan, no nothing. I woke up this morning and it was just like, caw. What is going on? I'm a work. So my brother naturally excelled at it.
Was he older than you?
He was older. He's older than me by a year.
Okay.
So he was doing like great, and I just was like, I don't know, man. Like, I ain't got that strength. Maybe I need to try basketball. I don't know, but football ain't it. But I stuck with it, and then I started working out, and then puberty hit, and then it was just like, oh, okay. It's still one of the younger ones on the team, but I started excelling, and I was playing for the Trenton Little Tornadoes at the time, and then from there I went to Trenton Central High School, did pretty good there individually, made some national noise, ended up going to Rutgers University when Greg Shannon was there the first time.
But going back a little bit, at what point did you realize that you had the potential to play after high school?
I was in 10th grade, and we was playing a varsity scrimmage against Hun, and I was on the varsity squad, and they ran like a jet sweep, and I was playing defensive end at the time. So in 10th grade, I had to be about 6'2", maybe 250, 260, but like I looked like a college lineman at the time. And the kid, like, I ran down the jet sweep, and I remember the kid's eyes got like as big as quarters, and he hit a second gear going to the sideline. So I'm just like, I'm gonna catch his ass. And I ran, like I pushed him out of bounds. And I got back, I said, yo, I think I could do this. And then the more time went by, and I had a couple coaches like work with me, like after practice, and like I honed my skills. And things started slowing down and things started getting easier too. And I said, I can play on the next level. I never played a JV football game in my life. My coaches wouldn't let me. So that was another indicator. It's just like, oh nah, I'm like that.
So how did it come about with Rutgers? Was there other schools in the picture, or were you like, man, I want to stay close to home?
Yeah, it was other schools in the picture. I didn't end up going there, so like won't even need to name them other schools. But it was at least 6 or 7 other schools, and they were big time programs. And it was just what Shiana was preaching at the time. I wanted to be a part of because I'm a prideful person. I got a lot of pride, like about home. So he was talking to me, talking to a bunch of Jersey guys, like the top Jersey guys, just about staying home, keeping the talent here, and building something special. And I saw I saw the foundation of it before when we got there, and I'm seeing the fruits of that labor now, like with his return and like how everything's going out there. Like, so it was just home pride. Like I wanted my family to be able to come see me. I wanted to be able to go home and see my family. I wanted to play football at a high level, close to home, in one of the largest media markets in America, in New York. So it was just like I couldn't lose. So I took the offer to come to Rutgers on a full scholarship.
So, how did that process work when you got into, college? I mean, now you're talking about, going to a D1 program.
Yeah.
How did you fit in?
It was big boy football. It was big boy football. It was different. Physically, I fit in fine. The guys look like me. I look like them. It was maybe a couple guys bigger than me, but I was bigger than most of the guys for the most part. So I'm just like, okay, so I'm a big guy amongst big guys, so I know that. But the mentality of it took me a while to grow up, because you go from being pampered since you were 15, being pampered from 15 to 18, and then you go to college and there are men. It's just like, oh.
And they're all good.
They're all right. They're all big. They're all strong. They're all quick. They've been working at this technique that you're just learning. They've been working at this for years. It was like, oh, I gotta catch up. Nobody's gonna take me aside after practice and work with me. I have to work with somebody after practice or find somebody before practice. The onus is on me to do that, right? So I converted from D-line to O-line. Which was probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. So thank you, Coach Flood. Thank you, Coach Giano. I converted to O-line, and then I was doing really, really, really well. And I had a mental lapse. We were supposed to run zone left. I went zone right, and the tight end went zone left. So his leg hit my leg and cracked the knee and put me on ice for a year. And then after that, it took me like a while to heal. And I sort of like where my progression was physically, it would have left me in a position that was less than favorable. So I decided to to transfer and go to Delaware State. So that's how I ended up at Delaware State. And that's one of the best decisions I've ever made too, from a cultural standpoint. And a football standpoint, it was like movie-esque. So like think of it like a movie. You go from high school getting pampered, you go to big boy football, they ain't pampering you, but you got all the bells and whistles. You got the weight room with the shakes, you got your classes scheduled for you and the books and everything here, study guides, blah, blah, blah. Then you go to an HBCU where it's just like, nah, you got the bare necessities, you gotta find your way. So it's like, So I gotta navigate college, and I gotta navigate football. If I don't grow up, I will not survive. So real quick, I had to grow up on both ends. Like there are some programs that you just have to grow up on the field and everything else is taken care of. But there are other programs where no, you got to become a man on the field, you got to become a man in the classroom, you got to become a man at home, you got to become a man with, like, wherever you are. You got to become that. And Coach Levan in Delaware State and Coach Blunt, they definitely instilled those qualities, and I'm forever grateful for them.
So when you were at Delaware State, were you still eyeing like playing professional football after school?
Yeah. Pardon me, let me hit this water real quick. Oh yeah, I was really eyeing playing professional ball. Couple guys from Delaware State ended up going to the NFL. I want to say, I don't want to get the names wrong, so I don't want to like mention them wrong, but I know it was a center who played for the Eagles that came from Delaware State. And I want to say it was either a quarterback or a wide receiver that ended up going. And then prior to me leaving Delaware State, Rodney Gunter ended up going to the Arizona Cardinals from Delaware State, and he was two years behind me. So I know it's possible. The thing is, if you're good enough, they'll find you. If you can play, you can play. So it's just like, you know, that's where that was. So me getting adjusted to college life, HBCU life was just different in a great way, but different.
What are some of the differences?
You learn you learn a lot culturally outside the classroom than you do inside the classroom. You learn a lot inside the classroom, but just like the way that the world works, you learn a lot of it outside, just in like the unofficial or secondary education. And secondary education is just like the stuff that you get from your friends and your peers and your people, you know, like that type of stuff, like adjusting to that. And then like being in Dover, Delaware versus being in New Brunswick, New Jersey, it's completely different. It's highway. When you look out the window, it's like it's highway. There's a racetrack across the street, and that's it. So that was like one of the biggest adjustments that I had to make. And then like from a football standpoint, at the time there was no 24-hour weight room. There was no, you had to lift weights at your designated time, and that was it.
Oh, wow.
I was like, yeah, that was like one of the biggest. And I was just like, what? You guys, what? And if I ain't do nothing, listen, if I didn't do nothing, I was lifting weights. Like I was getting strong. So it was just like, well, you mean to tell me I can't lift weights when I want to lift weights? So you had to just utilize that time. They quickly changed it. Like they changed it back, and, you know, you could lift whenever you wanted to. But like at the time, like that was just some of the things you had to adjust with. You had to schedule your own classes. You had to find your teacher leader. You had to go to the bookstore and get your books. They would give you a voucher. You'd be short $60 every time you go to get your books. You're like, well, I'm gonna find this other 60 at. So you learn how to negotiate, how to finagle a barter system. Like you had that class last year, you still got the book. All right, let me get that book. Like it's that type of thing. You had to learn how to make it happen. It was more like real life than Rutgers was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
everything's kind of handed to you in a sense.
Mm-hmm. It was definitely an eye opener, and I appreciate that.
So at what point did you start really thinking about, you know, the pro side? Like, did you like your senior year? Did you get an agent? You know, afterwards,
I did. I did
drafted
all that. Let me see my junior year. Yeah, my junior year had happened, and the scout from the NFL team came in to talk to me and put me on the board. He's like, draw up your favorite offensive play against your favorite defense to run against it. I was like, okay. Went to the board, did everything right. He was just like, okay. He was like, what do you think like one of your biggest weaknesses would be? And I told him from an on-field standpoint, I told him. It was like, okay. And then he was just shooting, just talking to me. And afterwards he says, he's like, anything you want to ask me? I was like, yeah. I said, how'd you find me like in Dover, Delaware? Like, what are you doing out here? So he says to me, he said, the thing is, you know, if you're good, we'll find you. If you can play, we'll find you. I was just like, word. So he was just like, you ever thought about playing pro? I was like, since I was little, it was like I put in too much pain as a child not to be compensated for it in the future, not to see if I can compete against the best of the best. Like, yeah, who doesn't think about that? So I went into my senior year with that on my mind, and had a pretty good senior year. And from there, I got invited to the HBCU All-American Bowl that was in Atlanta, Georgia. And I showed my ass there. And and then from there, I got invited to the NFLPA Collegiate Bowl out in California. And this was 2011, 2012. So this was like when everything first started getting rolling with that. So it's me out there with guys from like USC and San Jose State and like the big time programs. There's the one kid, who was I picking on? It was this one kid. He went to Clemson. I think he went to Clemson. And D lineman. Oh, I was dogging him like like doing him bad. He was just like, "Oh man, it's my cleats." I was like, "Yo, you go to a Nike school. You can't blame your cleats. Like, you got a couple pair. Like, go change your cleats and come back. If you blaming the cleats, like because I had been to the 1A program, I knew what it was like. So then going to the All-Star game, I would say under the guise of, it was an HBCU kid coming out. It's like, nah, I'm an HBCU kid who's been places. So it's like, I know what time it is when I step out here. And the higher my level of competition was, like, the more I enjoyed it. It was just like, how much can I get out of me? And from there, I had gained some pro interest from both All-Star games. And we had a pro day at Rutgers. And the thing is, Rutgers, like, a great thing about them is they allow all their guys to come back. They allow all their guys to come back and participate in pro day. So I'm working my ass off, man. I hired an agent. I went down to Michael Johnson down in Texas. I'm down there for a couple months training, getting right, like all the bells and whistles, everything you're supposed to do. 2 weeks before my pro day. Andrew, I get strep throat. I can't eat. I can't keep nothing down. I lost about 15 pounds. And I mean, like, and Rutgers Pro Day comes up, and I'm like, what am I gonna do? What I'm gonna postpone it? What I'm gonna say? Nah, I'm sick. I can't do it today.
Right.
You come back in 2 weeks, and so I went. And I did not perform my best. I did all right, but I didn't perform my best, and I knew off of that showing, you get one time to make a first impression. Mm-hmm. And off that showing, it looked as if I was not prepared. When in all actuality, I was the strongest I'd ever been in my life. All of my numbers was fantastic. And we had another pro day 2 weeks later at Delaware State Department. We had another pro day 2 weeks later at Delaware State. And one NFL scout came out. It was a guy from the Baltimore Ravens. He came out, and at that pro day, my numbers were what they were supposed to be. My bench press was great. I think I got 225. 27, 28 times. Guy with a 7-foot wingspan. That's amazing. But it just nothing happened. Like nothing came from it. No draft, no free agency, no nothing. It went quiet. So after that, I thought I was done. I was done with football. I sat a whole season just like waiting for somebody to call me to tell me something, and I never got the call. And I ended up dropping a lot of weight and working for the armored truck company. So at this point, I'm driving the money trucks around, picking up and dropping off money. I thought that was the end of my journey. Ironically, I love how things are like full circle in life. I get a call like, they got an arena team coming to Trenton, and if you want to play, you should give it a shot. Like, you should try. And I'm like, I do still got the itch. Like, all right, I'll do it. I'm petrified, man. Like skin. I never until this day, I never understood why I was like afraid. But it was just like, oh my God, I'm playing football again. I don't know. So we go out there, and I destroy the whole workout. Like, I run fast, I jump high. I say jump high. Do one-on-ones. I'm like mauling cats. But like I get the fun back in it all. And I get a contract that day. So boom, sign that. The story gets great. Sign that. And then I'm home, and I want to say it's Valentine's Day. So I'm home, and I'm in the bed, and I get a call. And one of the guys was like, there's a team out in Pittsburgh. There's a team out in Pittsburgh that wants to have you try out. Like, how you like see if you can make the team? I said, word. I said, put me on like I'm going. A couple weeks later, I hear nothing. And then I get another call like, yeah, how's camp going? I'm like, what you mean? I'm going tomorrow. He was like, you're going tomorrow? I was like, yeah, I'm going to camp tomorrow. He was like, camp is over. I said, wait a minute. I missed it? I missed camp. He was like, oh man. I said, what? Guy on the phone says they probably need you as like a waiver guy. Knowing what I know now, I know what a waiver guy is.
All right.
Waiver guy is a guy. If you don't know, I'm gonna explain it. If they bring you in on waivers, they're gonna use you for a day or two, and then they're gonna send you home.
Just to practice.
Just
practice dummy.
Just practice. You will practice dummy. And I heard that on the phone, and I said, "What?" At the time, I quit my job. I quit my job. Like, yo, I need some time off. Go out to Pittsburgh, see if there's an opportunity for me out there. Blah 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 blah. And the supervisor was like, "No, that's okay." Well, now I'm telling you, I'm not gonna be here these days and these days, so I quit. So I just quit my job, and they're gonna bring me here for 2 days to send me home. You think I'm about to let that happen? I don't care. I don't care if Orlando Pace Jr. was out. I don't care who's out there. I'm not getting me out like you're crazy. I go out to Pittsburgh. I dominate for 2 days. I end up taking somebody's spot on the team in 2 days. Coach Stingley, man, shout out to Coach Stingley. I'll never ever forget that, man. And Coach, if you watching this, you don't know how grateful I am for that opportunity. And it was. He said it himself. He said, "Man, we don't do this. It's like this is not supposed to happen, but we gotta have you. Like I can't let you walk out the door." So I ended up signing with the Pittsburgh Power. That was my first arena team. And I didn't know, but it was like a star-studded team. Like, and when the Power folded or whatever, I saw the guys go to like their different other teams. I saw just the star power that we had on that team, and I was just like, "Oh, we were the guys." Okay, like so. Yeah, that's how I got into the AFL. I sound like Doc Rivers, man. Jesus Christ.
Good old Doc.
Yeah. And so that's how I got in. I mean, we can talk about the Philly years if you want. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what? The Power don't return. So you're a free agent looking for a team.
Mm-hmm.
And did you just reach out to Philly because you were, from that region? What happened?
Oh, I'm a spiteful person. That's why I'm gonna tell you what happened. It's great, and again, I'm spiteful, so whatever. After the let me try and calm my voice down. After the Trent Freedom tryout, I went to the Philadelphia Soul tryout. They had an open tryout too. So I go to the Soul tryout and I do well. And afterward, Coach Vogel's like, looks at all of us, was like, "Nah, we good what we got." So in a sense, was like, you ain't good enough to be here.
Right.
What the fuck? What? Okay. So
you talking to me?
Yeah. So I end up going to Pittsburgh, and Pittsburgh is in the same division as Philadelphia. I got my first start in the AFL against Philly.
Nice.
And when I say I went to work on them, I went to work on them. And their guy at the time, B-Rob, my dog B-Rob, we had like an epic 4-quarter war. And I think I got the better of him in that one. And we ended up sweeping Philadelphia that season 3 games to none. So
Damn.
they didn't beat us at all. But from an individual standpoint, like I knew when I took that field, it was just like I'm taking it to Philly because it's crazy. They told me no, I don't like that. So I took it to them. And like I said, I'm spiteful. So then after all was said and done, Pittsburgh folds. I hit up James Romaine. Shout out to my dog, Ro. I hit up James Romaine and I'm like, is there any space on the Philly squad? Like I'm trying to come and be a part of a good program or whatever. I don't want to go just anywhere. I'm getting calls from Orlando, getting calls from San Jose, getting calls from all these other teams. And I ended up going to Philly. And just learning the new system there, the culture, learning about culture there was just like an education all in itself. Something that Clint preached that I didn't fully understand until probably my second year. He said, guys can look as good as they want to look on paper, but if they don't gel right, if they don't mesh right, it's not gonna matter. So he said, I'd rather have guys who mesh than guys who are just like talented, than a bunch of talented individuals, because talented individuals don't win championships. Teams do. So
I can't tell you how many times I have seen that in live action where I'm like, holy hell, that team is going to run the table. I've had teams where I was like, man, nobody's beating us this year. And then I had another team that's like, we'll be okay. And we end up, having that right chemistry. Like you said, it's so important.
I think it was crazy because I saw a living example of that my last year at Delaware State. We played Coastal Carolina before Coastal Carolina was Coastal Carolina, but they were on their way to being Coastal Carolina. So we're going on the field. You guys about this big. I'm looking like we're gonna steamroll these guys. Yo, they got us out of here, okay? They were a better team. I don't think they committed one penalty all game. They moved as one. Everything they did was together. And I was just like, this is the best football team I've ever seen.
Yep.
Not the most talented, probably the most talent I've ever seen on one team was the West Virginia with Pat White and Newell Devon and those guys. Like individual talent there, but team football, there were 11 guys doing the same thing all the time. And I was just like, wow. Like I'm here playing against it, but wow. Like it was so yeah, so it was really like at home that team was better than talent in Philly.
That's not. I mean, while you were in Philly, though, did you get some hardware?
Yeah. I got 2 rings, 2 championships, 16 and 17. We did it. 16 was the sweetest. 16 was probably the sweetest one though. That's when the AFL was still like big,
Yeah.
It wasn't regulated to like a couple teams. Let me hit the water. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. So was Coach Keefe there for any of those?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Keefe was in Orlando in 16. Keefe was in Orlando. Arizona was still a thing. They were still very much in championship contention. Let me see who else was still around. New Orleans was around. Tampa, Jacksonville, Cleveland. But then like you add in Baltimore. Baltimore was
LA.
there. Yeah, LA was there. Oh God, yeah, Vegas. Yeah, so it was a
good. Yeah, it was
good number of teams. So we what made it sweet about that year was Arizona was like steamrolling everybody. And we were steamrolling everybody. And Arizona came to Philly. It was a dogfight. And we ended up winning.
Nice.
And then we go to Arizona. And they end up winning. And then we, go our separate ways. Rolling. And I had, what is it, inside source? I had an inside source at Comcast Sportsnet sat down with me. He was just like, it's gonna be y'all in Arizona in the championship. I said, you think so? He was like, yeah. Like, I see how the other teams is moving, how the other teams look, and I see how Philly look, and I see how Arizona look. He said it's gonna be y'all in Arizona in the championship. So it's good to know. It's good to know. It's like an early prediction. So we end up in the championship at Arizona. Yeah, Linda, you was there. You know what's up. So yeah, we they're having something at Walking Stick, so we don't have the game at the regular arena. It was like somewhere across town. So we ended up going there. We're practicing, and we noticed like something up there. We don't know what it is. So we send one of our people up there to go up there to figure out what is that?
Like in the rafters or what?
Yeah, in the rafters. It's a camcorder.
Yeah, right.
Sitting there camcorder. And I'm like, oh, I don't know who it belonged to. I don't know what, but it was noticeable. So we get that. We bring it down. I partially think Clint set that up to motivate us to play harder. I don't know. So you get the camcorder, and it was like, oh, we're really gonna get them now. So we end up playing in Arena Bowl in Arizona, and they have amazing fans. And Philly has some of the best fans ever because they came from Philly to Arizona, Glendale, Arizona. It's a long way from Center City.
Mm-hmm. It's out where the hockey team plays, I think.
Yeah, and the place was rocking, man. It's like I can't hear. I'm right next to somebody. I can't hear you.
That's awesome. That's a great atmosphere.
And it took a second in the second quarter, and I just looked at them like, yo, like we here, like we in it, We ended up winning that game, and it's a party. When I say a party, you don't go to Arizona and beat Arizona in 2016. It's unheard of. You look up in their rafters, they got the back to back to back to back. And I'm like, damn, they don't lose. So for that to go that way, huge party, man. And it brought everybody together as a team. And a lot of guys came back the next season. We ended up repeating. When we beat Tampa in the Arena Bowl. And then we ended up, what happened after that? We ended up in 16. Then we got eliminated the year after. And then we turn around, we go back to the Arena Bowl the following year, play against Albany. Albany ended up winning. They got the Arena Bowl, and I was like, good for you. We're going to get y'all next year. And then the AFL folded. Like, there was no next year.
When you're out there, are you do you talk to fans? Do you are you kind of zoned in and you don't really engage, or are you kind of, slapping five with the kids?
At first I used to be like that. I used to be like locked in, focused. Until one time somebody offered me some popcorn.
Okay.
So what you say? Some popcorn. So, yeah, man. Yeah, what's the popcorn? Give me some popcorn. I eat the popcorn. I'm just like, bro, have fun.
Yeah.
Have fun. You're getting paid to play a game. Just have fun. So now, I want to say it's been about 2 years. So the last 2 years I played ball, it was fan interaction, standing after the sign autographs, whatever's needed, football camps, all that. Like, and we can still do what we're supposed to do. When the ball is snapped, when the whistle is blown, it's business.
Yeah, professional. You could separate it. Hey, there's a time, to engage with the fans, and that I think is what's so cool about arena football is just you can have that experience with the fans, and that fan that offered you the popcorn and you took it, they'll never forget that. They will never forget that.
I've been approached by people on the street. They're like, "Oh, you're Keith from such and such." And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, how you know that? It's like, "Nah, because my nephew such." And I'm just like, "What?" Like, you never know how just chilling. You chilling could make somebody's day, and they'll never forget it.
You a big shit talker out there?
Yeah. I talk crazy. But like if I respect you, like I'm talking to you the whole time. If I respect you, if I don't respect you, I'm just like
I'm wasting your time. Yeah,
just get out the way. You're the one in front of me, but you're not the one I want. So I'm gonna just do what I got to do to you and get out the way. But yeah, I talk, especially if I'm provoked. Like if you provoke me, I'm gonna talk crazy to you.
What are a couple things that your teammates wouldn't know about you?
My new teammates.
Any teammates?
New teammates. It's tough. It's tough because in Philly we was like a family, so they would know a lot. But I say this for my new teammates, like I love R&B. Like I love like slow jams. I love like
you're the guy singing in the locker room all the time.
No.
Okay.
That's not how I threw my voice out. I won't be singing in the locker room, but it'll be a song that'll come on and I know it. Or like if I'm in the mood, I gotta be in the mood though. Like if I'm in the mood, then yeah, like I drop a tune or two, hold a couple notes. But yeah, it's that. Let's see what else. What else they might not know about me. I've been pretty quiet this off season. Just as far as like group chats and stuff like that. So there's a lot that they don't know about me. I'm a mix of a lot of things. I'm a mix of a lot of things. Like I like art. I love boxing and MMA. I'm a fan of a lot of things. So yeah, but for now, we'll stick with like hardcore R&B. I think I love that.
So when your teammates come into town, like what are some of the spots you're going to take them around to, like for food or to stuff to do? What's going on in Trenton?
Definitely food spots. I got a little bit of something for everybody, whatever you went to. They're not paying, but I'll give them some free promo. If you want to like Jamaican and Caribbean cuisine, you got to try Bamboo, or Rainbow downtown. But between me and you and whoever else is listening, Bamboo, that's the place to go.
That's your favorite spot?
Oh yeah. The oxtails platter. Oxtails is second to none. Let me see for. For like soul food, you got to go to Alame's. Alame's is downtown Trenton. Some of the best soul food. If you like pizza, you got to go to Carvelo's on South Broad Street. Yeah, there's a couple spots, man. There's a couple hood spots too. Like you like fish and grits, you got to go to Fitzgerald's on Chambers Street. Well, they call it Ray's now, but it was Fitzgerald's back in the day. That's how I remember it. Chicken spots. Then you got me going.
Man,
you got to hit Prince Fried Chicken on Hamilton Ave or Prince Fried Chicken on Olden Ave.
It's got to be like a little hut or something, or it's not any good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's spots like the one thing.
That's what I miss about up north, man. There's so many good, like the food. Like where I live close to Disney, so like there's a million restaurants. But like I love the travel because every pocket of the country has like different styles and specialties. And I grew up in Pennsylvania, so I've been up in that area. So
it's different parts of Pennsylvania. What part of Pennsylvania did you grow up in?
Well, I grew up like Central PA, Lancaster.
Okay. Yeah.
So and then
that's different from Philly.
Oh, way different. Yeah, way different. But my first job out of school was in Philly. My wife worked in Camden, New Jersey. So, we were in the Philly area a lot. Great food. New York, love food up there.
Mm-hmm. I recently moved to the suburbs.
To the suburbs?
Yeah. And what I'm learning, right? It's like all the spots you grow up on, you grow up eating at. It's just like, damn, that's way out the way now. Like I gotta find like new stuff. So I know you living close to Disney is like ain't no hole in the wall huts that like you could like run in, grab something, come out. It's like
nah, there is.
Yeah. Couple spots. Okay, well, for me, it's like this stuff is more I don't know. Professional, more refined, I'll say.
Yeah, more chains and
yeah.
Around here, there's a lot of international type food, and so that's good. But like when you get outside though, like Disney, there's like Lakeland is in between Tampa and Orlando. There's just some really good there's like two really good chicken spots down there. Like I could eat wings every day, so
it's not a problem.
Well, you got to get an air fryer and then it's not as bad.
My girl keeps telling me I got to get an air fryer.
I think half the guys on the league that have been on the show so far have said they have air fryers and they love them too. It's like my daughter got it for us as a housewarming gift. Best gift I ever had.
Chunk, air fryer.
Wings are good in there and they're not greasy. So can you cook?
Yeah, I could cook. Yeah,
what's your specialty?
Let me see. I make a really good baked chicken. Last night I actually tried New York strip steak, loaded baked potatoes and asparagus, and it came out pretty good. I stay in the kitchen just trying stuff. I eat something long enough, like I'll learn how to make it. I'm gonna try to make oxtails, but I want to leave that alone. I want to leave that to the pros. But
I've never had that. Is that good?
What?
I know. I noticed so many people.
And you down in Florida, yo, you gotta listen to me, Andrew. You gotta find a Jamaican spot down there with Jamaicans in it.
There is I know a Jamaican spot.
Okay, so look, when we get off this right now, you call them, you order a medium oxtail platter with extra gravy. You're welcome. Just try it. Just try it.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'll have to try that.
Please do. Please do. You will not be
It's gonna be good, man. I'm gonna text you.
You got my number, just call me. But yeah, it's good. It's good.
What's up with there's like a chain up there. Is it like something in Pete's that I keep hearing about?
Chicky and Pete's. Listen.
Is that any good?
Yeah. Ironically, Pete, the actual Pete, is one of the owners of the Soul. Our field was named Chicky and Pete's Field. So after every game, every home game, we would go to Chicky and Pete's, which is like a mile away from the arena. Everything was free. You like crab fries, and it's bar food, but like on steroids. So what crab fries basically are crab fries are fries with Old Bay seasoning on them. And you dip them in like hot cheese sauce. And you just get your mind blown.
Damn.
It's amazing.
You know what I like about this show is I always like talk about food at the end right before I'm about to go eat. So it's like I'm like, oh,
you need these ideas, right?
but I'm gonna grill tonight. I bought a nice flat top grill last year. However, it's something is not working, so I got to get it fixed. But
Is it gas powered?
it's gas. I think
Okay.
it has something to do with the hose.
Might be a leak in the hose.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get that looked at. But so I went to Walmart, which is an experience at the one by my house, let me tell you. And I bought a $19 charcoal grill.
Mhm.
And so for the last 2 weeks, I've been like cooking. I haven't cooked on a charcoal grill in years and years. And man,
That's the way to go.
it's been awesome. But I do miss my flat top because that you could do so much on.
Yeah, but it's something about some of that old school charcoal grill.
Yeah, you get that flavor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna be grilling very, very soon. Like very soon, be grilling.
How's the weather up there? Did it start like getting warm yet?
Yeah, it's but it's Jersey, so yeah, it's warm now.
Today and then tomorrow it snows.
It's snow, but it's good now. The forecast is looking pretty good coming up. So, once my complex lets me know like when the grill will be available, I'll go grab a couple steaks or whatever, throw it on there, and get to chowing.
I did some strip steaks on Sunday night.
Yeah,
they were well, like had a nice marinade for a while, and then put them on there. It was good. Asparagus, I love asparagus on the grill too.
Yeah, that's good.
Gotta have that.
Yeah, sometimes like I pan fry mine after I boil them and salt water to soften them up. This time I put them in the oven with a little salt, pepper, a little butter on it. Came out great.
They're really good cooking on the flat top grill, but I just put them on the charcoal grill. It's so good, but I could eat that every day. Give me some wings, some steak, and some asparagus. That's all I need.
That's a diet. That is a diet.
That's why I look the way I look. So, all right, this upcoming season, what, first time in the league, really, any team specifically you're looking to, face?
Nah.
Nah.
Nah. And I would say Albany, because that's the last football game I lost. Keith isn't even going to be there.
Yeah, I saw.
He stepped down recently. Was yesterday, maybe day before?
Yesterday. Today's
at a football operation. So he's never going to be there. So it's just like, nah, I'm not looking forward to facing anybody. Honestly, let me get right. Honestly, what I'm looking forward to is seeing who the Jersey Flight is. And I don't mean to sound arrogant. I don't give a shit about anybody else, about what other teams are doing. I don't care. What matters to me is what my team is doing and what we about. I'm interested in learning. I'm interested in learning about them and teaching them about me and seeing how well we mesh and how we hit the pavement. Because on paper, we look amazing.
That's what I was gonna say. There's some talent on that roster.
Yeah,
and some good dudes too for being on the show. You got a good group of guys too. So
we got a good little core. Some residue from Philly. Myself, Sean Daniels, Dwayne Hollis, my dog Pudge. Pudge just signed, so I'm looking forward to that. And all the new guys and all the new additions that we had. I think we're better this year on paper than we were last year. Yeah. And I just hope that guys are hungry and committed. And after this year off, they get the itch back. Like, we're getting a little bit of money for what we do, but at the end of the day, we're competing.
Yeah.
We've all been in the house for a year.
Yeah.
So the moment you
all bottled up, man.
Yeah, the moment you get a chance to go outside and go do something, man, go do something.
How about outside of football? Like, what do you do outside of football, and kind of what are your goals and plans after your playing days are done?
So really, really interesting question. And the more time is going on, at the point I am in my career, it's prevalent that I start thinking about this type of stuff. Outside of football, man, is I used to I used to bounce, man, and do security and all of that, and those days are over. So
I can't even stay up that late anymore.
right. Much less dealing with somebody drunk and their attitude and all that.
Oh yeah.
Will do, Linda. I got you. We miss you. Let me see. Now it's like building something post football, something entrepreneurial. I don't want to talk about it too much right now, but I have things in the works.
Nice.
I absolutely, I'm at work right now. I absolutely hate having a boss. I hate it. So I would rather stay up late working for myself than working for anybody else. Starting a family, staying my ass in the house, just staying out the way, and possibly hang on, because now I can't not hear Doc Rivers. Oh, no.
Down in Philly.
I'm about to go do Doc Rivers voiceovers after this. So yeah. So it's like, and in some way, I want to give back to the game and just see what the next generation does with it, just as far as like playing and performing. And a lot of doors are going to open from arena football for these young guys coming in. And I just want to see them take the baton and just run with it.
Nice. No, it's key, and it's good that you're thinking about, post playing, and I think it's never too early to start that process. Just so you're prepared, and I mean, being your own boss is definitely, it has its advantages and disadvantages, but I mean, I pretty much have been self-employed since I was 19, so. It's good and bad. Like I said, it's good and
bad with everything.
I've had some years way up here, and then I've had some way down there.
Let me ask you something: is it worth it?
I think it is. I think for me, some of my regret might be the sacrifices that my family had to make. So I'm 42. I got married at 18, had a kid at 18. So my daughter, she got the short end of the stick. My wife got the short end of the, so it's like my son, he's in high school now. I've really kind of changed things up over the last probably 5 to 10 years, but the first 10 were all business all the time. And it still gets that way, and trying to balance and keep it level. And then just, I got involved in sports. So sports teams are very risky ventures. So a lot of them don't make money. So, I've had some that have, been tops in the leagues. And then I've had some that have, I've lost hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars. So, I think as I get older, it's about being smarter. And I still want to learn as much as I can. I'm always talking to other people that are in business, other people in everything, just to try to gain more knowledge and get feedback. So, but there's nothing better than, number one, doing what you love. So like when I wake up every day, although sometimes it's a shitstorm and it's chaotic, I wouldn't change it. Like I can do what I want. If I want to go tomorrow to Key West, which is my favorite spot, I can go. Like if I want to, like, it doesn't matter. Like, but if I want to have the day off, I'm going to have to make it up somewhere. I don't get paid vacation time.
Right.
So it's like, you do what you have to do to to put yourself in a position to do what you want.
Mhm.
But it's good. It's good. For me, again, in June, I'll be married 24 years and I'm only 42. Having a good support system, a great business partner like my wife, was crucial because she was there with me. And there's a lot of stuff that you can't go out and talk to anybody about. It's confidential or it's private business. That's probably the only person that can really relate to what you're going through, the ups and downs. And, it's an emotional roller coaster. So, but I still wouldn't change it. You know what I mean? But having that system in place, and now it's like, I look at my son, he's 17 and he's got that business mind. I mean, he streams, he makes money streaming at 17. And so we set up a Joker gaming for him, and he's selling masks with his logo on, selling shirts, and putting together a team. So it's cool to see that kind of come about, and I'm trying to teach him kind of the ways to avoid those pitfalls that we experienced. Just at 19, I didn't know what the hell I was doing starting to, I still got to learn a lot. So it's fun, man. I definitely, you just got to go all in at some point, and don't have any regrets. Just do what it takes.
Yeah, just jump. Once you jump out the plane, you're gone.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah. Just pull that damn cord at some point.
I see the way like you light it when you talk about it. It's like I see it flash back. Like would I go back and do anything differently? Nah. But you get to teach your son about the pitfalls you experience so he can go further faster.
Exactly. It's just like people, when I do consulting or mentoring with people, it's like, if I can help you save time, money, aggravation, you can advance so much faster and go so much further than what I did in that time period. So, but it's fun. Like, that's my passion, is business, building businesses, and then sports. So like, I've been able to mesh the two. And I've never felt like I've worked in my life. Like I never dread getting up and working. And that's what I always tell kids when I speak at colleges, is like, find your passion, because then it's all gravy then.
Mm-hmm.
Get like you playing and getting paid to play. I mean, you love the game, right? So, it's great. But no, man, I appreciate it. It's great. We'll definitely, stay in touch. Would love to hear more about your business ventures as you're, getting into that stuff. And when I come up to Trenton, I'm going to hit you up for some good food spots. Okay. Definitely going to get some spots. I know Coach said he cooks too, so I'm going to have him cook when I come up.
What Coach cook? What are you talking
Coach
about?
Foster.
What he cooking?
He cooks everything, man. He's going to be cooking it all up for the team.
Yeah, I want to see something. You got to show me something, Coach.
That's what I said, man. And I some people have said, yeah, he can throw down in the kitchen. So, so we'll see. If not, we're going to call his ass out.
Yeah, I will. We got no problem doing it.
Nah, man. Sounds good. Well, hey, keep in touch, and good luck this upcoming season.
All right. Thanks, Andrew. I will.